Hi Flosstube, I'm Lori and welcome to Once Upon a Stitch. Today is Tuesday, April 1st, 2025. It is my 173 Flosstube and welcome. If you're returning, I'm so glad you do every time I post a video. And if you're new, I hope you stick around and maybe get inspired by something I'm stitching. Okay, it's been a week. You know that this past week I was babysitting a lot and having sleepovers. I mean, 5 days in a row. Up until Sunday night at 6:30, we had children here. But what happened was, this is my second level where my craft room is and the bedrooms are. And sometimes the kids like coming in here, and I have a few toys in here that they play with. So I went to do potty and I left them playing. And they went on the other side of this, like behind this camera. And I have shown you how I store my floss in the boxes individually by each project. Well, they decided to empty it into one big pile. So now I have to figure out which envelope, well, I put everything in snack bags, which snack bag goes in the correct box. And, you know, the titles I had on them were with the sticky notes, and some of them came off, and oh my goodness, I have got a job ahead of me. April Fools. I hope I got you. Oh, I don't know if I was convincing enough, but I thought I'd play along. Welcome. Good morning. It's about, let's see, only 9:13 in the morning. I feel like I've been up for hours, and I have. That part is true. But okay, so anyway, I did have kids for the last, up to Sunday night at 6:30. And yeah, it's been a whirlwind for me and Sal. And yesterday we kind of Sal did go work in the garden. I did very little around the house, and I kind of vegged out and stitched. So today I have to make up for it before I go to the library. Tuesdays is my library day, and so I have some things to do around the house before that and probably after, which is okay, because after a while that I was vegging yesterday, I don't like sitting that long, so I would go outside and just walk my backyard in circles for like half an hour. I have a park right behind me, but it's no fun walking in the park by yourself. So I stay in my backyard, I call somebody, usually my friend Alba, and we chat for a while. And she goes, "I hear birds." I said, "Yeah, I'm outside." But I have to tell you, this past week, the birds have been going crazy, chasing each other. I guess it's mating season, but it was fun to watch with Layla. Layla was here during all these birds like chasing each other and fighting with each other. And so anyway, off on a tangent. So what have I been up to? Oh, I forgot to get it, but I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to go off camera for a moment. And I try to get everything ready ahead of time, but sometimes it doesn't work. So what I wanted to say is that these were giveaways in my last video, and the winner was Linda Ryan 4148. I have not heard from you, Linda. And I know I do Flosstubes now every week, so maybe you didn't have a chance to watch the last one. I hope you get a chance to watch this one and get in touch with me and send me your address that you're over 18, and you can send me your address. I'll put in my Instagram below. You can DM me there or on my email. I'll put that there too. Okay. Let's see, what should I tell you first? Besides, so anyway, I had children till Sunday night at 6:30. Then we had a Zoom planning meeting. Oh my gosh, these people have to stop planning. They're getting me involved in so many things. This is the last week of the Great British Bake Off that the four of us are participating in. And they're already talking about doing it again in June. And then May, because it's Maynia, they're talking about doing another start along. And we all have the new heart and hand design, the Nativity Tiny Town. So somebody mentioned, I said, oh, I have that. And somebody else said, I have that, and I have that. And I went, okay, it's one of the new starts for May. So I'm telling you, it's like Zoom, Zoom, Zoom. It's just like the Zoom meeting. So there's so much energy in participating in all these things. So it's exciting, especially if you can keep up. Not so exciting when you can't. But okay, so that's what we've been doing. We're going to start, I guess, the first weekend in June. We're going to do season 7, I think we're going to do. And I guess we'll just pick this as we did. I don't know if we picked 10 or 12. Well, we'll put down 12, and then we'll eventually watch the first episode and see the order of the bakers, and then we'll just, as they show up on screen with their name, that's the number they become. So we have time for that. Let's not rush it. Today is April 1st, so SPRINGO also starts. And this coming weekend is Needle Fest, New Jersey, in Piscataway, New Jersey, and I will just be attending on Saturday. So if any of you are in the area or coming up for it and you want to stop by and say hello to me on Saturday, please do so. Sometimes I don't know you, but you might know me from my channel, and I'm always happy to meet somebody new and talk to you and have fun with you. Okay, I did that. Okay, so what I reached over for was finish that I had, and this is Prairie Schooler. I don't know if it's just called bunnies, and I was working on them, and I showed you it was at one point they were not totally finished, but at first I was thinking where those center buttons are, I was thinking of putting some kind of bunny charm or something in them, but nothing that I had looked right. And actually the charm itself, like the button cover, is the fabric that's, oh no, it's not. This is a dark dot. This is a bigger dot. This is another dot. And then we have the small version of this ribbon in dots. So I just thought that was really cute. And again, Prairie Schooler. And I got lucky last time when I was holding up the bunny chart finished, the Jardin Privé, Rabbit in My Garden, in that teal frame. They did catch the screenshot. So I'm hoping they do the same for this. It's the only fully finishes that I had this week. Okay. So what did March finally look like? The magazine monthly challenge, I met all my goals. And then it was the 24-hour acrostic, which was Dicey Mission, was the acrostic word. And then WIPGO for March was the 12 Days of Christmas, which I will be showing you, and the Gathering series, which I completed, and I think I showed you in the last video. So for April, it's going to be number 10, which is Spring Quaker, and number 4, Liberty's Welcome. So we're heading in the right path on that, keeping up. The Great British Bake Off. So this week that I'm going to show you, Bryony went home and she was attached to Spring Quaker. So who's left is Ruby. No, does that say Ruby? Yes, Ruby. It's hard to read backwards. For the library. Kim Joy for Nutcracker Village. And Raoul, well, I gave it away. Valentine Quaker was finished. So I put in for the last episode, Lori Holt Stitch Card, L. Okay, so let's start with the Great British Bake Off, since it's right here. And Ruby won Star Baker, which is 125 stitches, and First in Technical, which is 100, and for a total of 225 that I had to put in to meet the goal, and I put in 518. And I worked on the last room. I guess they're different rooms. So I put in all the grass, the sheep, and that's it. Oh, and the birds. So I have a boat to put in here. Oh, I didn't show you the pattern. So here's the pattern. Here's the ship that has to be put in. And I think that's the only thing that has to be put in. And here it's where it's at. I'm hoping for a fully finished this year. So I have the words in the bottom border after. And then the titles in the, these are supposed to be, oops, this is falling off my lap. These are supposed to be books under each, I'm going to say it's a room, like classics, westerns, romance, and let's see, what's the other one? Romance, mystery, western, classics. Has to be outlined in each of those books. And let's see, did I do that bottom border? No, and I haven't done the bottom border. There's like one row of stitching underneath the bricks that's on that side. That has to be completed. So that's where I'm at with this, and I love it. I love working on it. I love the fabric, which is 28 count Golden Promise Lugana. Okay. Then Raoul was last in technical, so I had to put in 50 stitches. And this is what it looks like, Valentine's Day Quaker. And I had to, I shared with you that I ran out of floss. So the floss came in by 1, 2, 3 stitch, and I was able to finish it by putting in 315 stitches. So that's my finish for Valentine Quaker. And that was a lot of stitches. I mean, I worked on before the Great British Bake Off, and then he got a lot of handshakes. So I did put in a lot of stitches, though it doesn't look like it's that big of a piece. It was a lot of fun too. And this is stitched on, looks like 14 count. Is it 14? No, 16 count white Aida with a Versoix 393. Okay, come on in. Okay, so that's the second one. And then finally, this is Bryony, who was sent home. And so going home is 75 stitches. And since nobody got a handshake, it's additional 150 for a total of 225. And this is what Spring Quaker will look like when it's done. And I put in 492 stitches. So I put in the flower, I believe the word winter, the butterfly, this motif, and the G and the H. And this is being stitched Yeah, I did. I actually wrote it here this time. The winter butterfly and that motif and the G and the H. Because sometimes I come to you and I'm like, if it's been a while since I sit down, I said, I think I did this, but that's what I did. So not this motif, because that's not written down. Oh no, flower above the word winter. Yes, so I did do that. The flower, the motif, and these G and H, winter. And this is where it's at. This is being stitched on 28 count sand dune with the call for colors. So pretty. I think I'm going to continue to work on, I think it's in for this month to do spring, and then if I have something like this is being stitched in spring, I have the summer one started. So if I have an opportunity to use it in acrostics, then I'll move over to the summer one. So I get progress on both of them. Okay, so the rest of my stitching. This is Annie B's 12 Days of Christmas Stockings. And this was on my WIPGO. Was it WIPGO? Yeah, I think it was WIPGO. No, I don't have it in front of me at the moment. Oh, that's it. April. Where did I put March? Here it is. Yes, March was 12 Days of Christmas. So I had stitched 1 and 2, and I decided to, instead of going in order, I decided to go to number 7. So this is block number 7. I believe it's 7 swans swimming. Or 7 swans are swimming, yes. 14 count black Ada. And these are 1 and 2 that I've completed. They're cute when they're done, but I do not enjoy working on black. I have to basically do it in this room during the day. I put so many stitches in, and then I haven't worked on it at night in my stitching spot downstairs. So for April, we have SPRINGO, and I have this down for the G because I'm going to be stitching on the 5 golden rings stocking. This is a new start. We are going to start this again in May. My group has, each one of us has either this pattern or the one in blue. This is Noel in Rouge, and the other one was Noel in Blue. And in May, we were going to do 1 sweater at the same time. So I decided to start one this month. And this is stitched on a 28 count Lugana, mushroom Lugana, 2/2 with the call for colors. Whenever I stitch on a 28 count, I always do 2 threads. I usually do 2 threads on everything, even on 18 count. But once in a while, I'll do the 1/1 on 18. So I stitched this sweater, and there's like another heart on this sleeve, and this bottom row goes across to meet up with this stitch. And I had stitched all that, and it didn't match up. It was off by a lot, and I'm like, what? What happened was the inside V was, I had it as this one, and then the one after it went down even further. So I had to frog practically the whole thing. This side was okay. This side, I like from here all the way down, and frogged. And then I restitched it, just the outline. And then I went back and did that one heart. And by that time it was late in the evening, and I said, okay, it's a start, move on. So was a lot of fun until I found that mistake. But it's still, I enjoyed working on it. Then I picked up, they're in no order of how I really stitched them. Live on Little by Plum Street. That's what it looks like. Now, I also participate in the Daily 30 group. I forget the exact title of it. I'll put it down in the show notes. It's a Facebook group that has a yearly goal of you pick one designer and you pick 3 projects from it. I picked Plum Street. And so I put in Live on Little. I had put in Miss Bingsley's Library. And I forgot the other Plum Street. I think Liberty's Welcome. And you have to take before and after pictures of stitching 500 stitches. And you can combine them. Like I could do 250 in one and 250 in another, but I just have to show the picture, both pictures, sets of pictures that total the 500, and then I can post it. So, so that's what I did for Live on Little. I had to make sure that I stitched 500, and I ended up stitching 517 stitches. And it's not going to look like I got far, but I did put in my stitches, and that's all the blue from the bottom of the whale. I had the 3 fish in, but I had to do the blue around it. And next comes a lobster, and then that will be surrounded by blue water as well. And so this is where I'm at. I'm about not even the middle of it. So here's the lobster. And then, let's see, I'm doing it this way. Okay, so I did these 3 fish. Here's the lobster, and then I have all that yet to do. Besides, and again, moving up. So this is where it's at. Unfortunately, it'll be a couple of years before I finish this, but I love it. So I don't mind working on it. This is a good piece that if I'm going somewhere where I'm going to chat, if I put in like the fish, the whales or any fish or lobster, I can do that ahead of time and then just fill in with the water. The sailboat is done. It's a light color. Once the water surrounds it, it'll show up much better. And this is being stitched on a 28 count Heritage Lugana 2/2. And most of these, I think all of them actually, were all stitched, except for the 12 Days of Christmas was stitched one day, and then I moved on to something else. This is a new start that I decided to start, and that's Victorian Teddy stocking. I'm going to be stitching this one for Gianna, and when I opened it and like really studied it and everything, I says, oh boy, that bear is going to be a challenge. And then there's a lot of straight stitching up here. But what I also found out, let me see if I can just show you what I did wrong. Because I did another stocking that was for Talia. And let's see if I can just show you. You see this outline border, this red? I stitched it on the other stocking that I completed. I happened to read something in here that said that is just an outline stitch for you to be able to count off of and to remove it after you stitch it. So I went to get the stocking that I completed where that red line goes all the way down, outline stitch, and it's embedded in, because like the designs go to the end and then that outline stitch goes right to it. So if I start pulling that out, it's going to be a major thing to do. So I decided that I'm going to leave it in because I haven't finished it. And just do a seam outside of that. What can I do? I'm not going to try to pull it out. I might ruin the stitches by it. So I live and learn. Read your instructions. This one is stitched on a 28 count Summer Sunshine Lugana. And I didn't get much done, but each row is 109 stitches, and I put in 4 rows. One row it has these white stitches have to go in there. So minus another, what, 20 off. But that's the top of it. Krynic goes in between that. And I'm not using Krynic. I'm going to use Petite Rainbow Gallery. And I went online to 123 Stitch, and I put in, let me know when it's available. So I'm going to use the PB01, and I can get the top done with what's left over in here, and this will be just one strand across there. Whenever I pick it up again, I will most likely add that in before moving forward. And the next row of red has also some spots for the white. I know people say to put in the white first, but I think what I'll do is I'll put in this white, go to the one below it where it goes. I think it goes like this. So I can just do that. Yeah. I haven't had too much a problem of, now watch me have a problem with the red going off on the white. So, but whatever it is. Okay. And finally, this was gifted to me by my friend Helen. And that is Satsuma Street's Funky Chicken. Aren't they cute? These are stitched with Cosmos thread. And she sent me her leftover Cosmos. And I know it's not enough to finish all 3 of them. And so I went to see who carried Cosmos. And like they said, Fat Quarter Shop carried it. So I went there, but they didn't have all the colors in. So I actually went to Satsuma Street, and they were out of them, the whole package of them. So I put my name in, my email address, so that they will let me know when it comes in stock, and I'll just order them. But I was able to do a start. I ended up starting with the rooster. These 2 are chickens, this one's a rooster. And on the bottom, they say different things. Like, here's another picture of them. This says, "What the cluck?" And the rooster says, "Guess what, chicken butt?" And then the last one says, "Oh, for cluck's sake." So those are sayings on the bottom of the chickens, which they don't all show, but they show that one. So I'm starting with this one, and I'll have to watch Jody Rice's finishing tutorial on it. And I'm stitching this on a 14 count Aida. It could either be stitched on Aida or 28 count is what they suggest for the size. Let's see. Finished size on 14 count. The rooster flat will be 8.5 by 4.5. Finished 4 by 4. And then they also have 28 count Zweigart linen in flax. I just decided to do it in white. I want the colors to pop. And so this is where I'm starting here. And this is where I got yesterday. This was my veg out and stitching at night piece. So above that says, "Guess what?" I think it says, right? Yeah, "Guess what, chicken butt?" And those are the Cosmos. I enjoyed stitching with the Cosmos thread, but I remember when Helen was stitching this, she was doing a lot of frogging, and I totally get it. Now, I didn't stitch that much, but if you look at this, you see these this is all another color in there. So you had to really pay attention. So I frogged at some points too. And then there's another color that's right here at the edge. And then each other of these is, the other one's a different color. There's 2 colors in these words. And I thought it was all, and you know, the symbols sometimes are so confusing. They look alike. So I started doing this all in one, and then I realized later on that the symbols didn't look the same. And then I had to basically frog the whole, let's see, 4 letters, and then start again. So anyway, so you say, why 4 letters if you know, each one is a different, because then they weren't at the right height for some reason. I made a mistake there too. So that was fun though. I don't know how much fun it's going to be to finish it. Helen's a really good finisher, so she had no problems, but I will have problems. Okay, so basically that's what I've stitched this past week. Not too bad. So what will we be doing in April? We're going to be participating in the Magazine Monthly Challenge. Besides SPRINGO, they came up with an acrostic of apricot. So other than the P for Plum Street, and that's American Welcome, the rest is just the letter is in the title. So that's that one. Because this is my birthday month, they give you a special acrostic that you do for your zodiac sign. So mine is Aries, and yep, all this regular titles for the pieces. And everything has a goal of 100 stitches, because all the challenges, we set our own goals, but because of SPRINGO's something to stitch every day for 25 days, I put down 100 stitches. This is the 24-hour acrostic that you can get. She either puts it out the last day of the month or the first. So this morning I printed it out and wrote the words in. And the E, Liberty's Welcome, is for the eagle in the piece. Isabella's Garden, it's going to be a new stitch. It's for the L in lavender and lace. The N is Funky Flowers for By the Bay Needle Arts, the N. And the rest is just in the title. So that's 24 hours. Then we have SPRINGO. Last night the number was 30 for the first pull, and that's going to be the Red House sampler that I will be stitching on today. These are just my notes of, and I put in the Red House sampler of everything that I'm participating in. And this is the same thing with a possible what I would like to stitch on certain days. So everything is all on here. So that's all my planning, and of course WIPGO, which I already showed you earlier. And that's it. So I hope to, let's see, I think next Tuesday would be 7 days, and then I would have 7 things to show you. Okay. And it won't be long videos. I mean, if I come back every week, I don't have that much to share, but a lot of you have commented that you enjoy that I come back every week. So I don't know how much of a story life I'll have, it's other than babysitting. But yeah. But oh, next week I'll be able to tell you about Needle Fest. And if I purchased anything, there's going to be vendors there. I heard, I think the Frosted Pumpkin's coming in. So that's going to be exciting. All right, guys. Until next time, have a great week. Love being here with you. Be kind to each other. Let's make the world a better place. Take care. Bye.